Welcome back to the program. For more on the ceasefire, joining us is Fleur Hassan-Nahoum, former Deputy Mayor of Jerusalem. Fleur, thanks so much for your time on such an important day. With just hours before the release of the first hostages, provided things go to plan, just fill us in on the atmosphere where you are. How are people feeling? I imagine it's very mixed emotions.
I mean, I can't really describe how people are feeling. It's like our heart and our heads are feeling two different things or in two different places. So let me tell you how the day started. This ceasefire was supposed to come into effect at 6:30 a.m. this morning, and it would come into effect when they released the names of the 3 female hostages that are being released this afternoon. 6:30 a.m., it's now 10:40 a.m., and they just released the names. So already 4 hours after the commitment. So that's how we started the day. People are so torn. On the one hand, it is our moral duty to bring back these hostages. Everybody wants them home. The families have gone through torture. We can't begin to imagine what those families are going through. On the other hand, we are releasing convicted terrorists who have killed multiple people who I know who have been victims of terrorist attacks, who their attacker has been released. And so it's a very difficult day for so many ways.
I just want to pick you up on that, Fleur. So you're saying that Hamas has indeed now handed over the
Yes.
first of the... OK, so that's because this is why, of course, as
the last 2 minutes.
In the last 2 minutes, we now have names.
Yes.
We now have names that
Yes.
of the first cohort. I mean, the fact is, though, that Hamas already in the last few hours violated the terms of the ceasefire.
Yes.
They claimed
Exactly.
it was some sort of a technical problem. How can you trust that this deal is going to go ahead as planned?
You can't trust them. You're talking about a murderous terrorist organization that broke a ceasefire on the 7th of October. There was a ceasefire on the 6th of October, and they broke that ceasefire. Remember, over a year ago, we had 100 hostages released in a deal with them, which again, they broke. It was the whole point of that deal was every day of ceasefire, they would release 4, 5, 6 hostages. They broke that ceasefire. So you can't trust them. At this point, we just have to get out as many people as possible. That's the game here. Every time they know that we get our hopes up, this is the psychological warfare of Hamas. Every time they know we get our hopes up, they put another spanner in the works. They put another objection. They put another clause. They put another condition. And that's what they do. That's what they do.
Fleur, for many of us here in Australia, in fact, I would say for all of our viewers, this is the first we're hearing of the fact that 3 Israeli women have been named as the hostages to be released. Can you give us the details? Who are these women? What are their ages,
Yes.
their background? Tell us about it.
So one woman is, I know her mother, actually 2 of the women, I know their mothers. One woman is called Emily Damari. She's a 28-year-old British, dual citizen, British, Israeli. And Doron Steinberger, also in her late 20s. I met her mother too. And Romy Gonen, a young woman who was taken from the music festival. They are non-soldiers. They're releasing the civilian women first. And that's the details that we have. I quickly texted Mandy Damari, who's Emily's mother, who's been doing a wonderful job going around to the UK and saying, why have you not asked for the release of a UK national? Why have you not helped us in this struggle? And so here we have it.
Fleur, I guess we're all waiting in particular. There are 2 children that were taken as hostages. And I think the world wants to know, are these 2 kids okay? I mean, I've got to say I'm a bit surprised that they weren't named first. I mean, can't be surprised, but I guess the hardest part is we don't know how many of these hostages are dead or alive at this point.
Well, exactly. That's part of the psychological warfare. They're telling us that they're going to be releasing 33 hostages in 44 days. So imagine that. They're drip feeding us. They're drip releasing these hostages. Just the cruelty of that to begin with. And then secondly, of the 33, we don't know who's alive or who's dead, but they've made a calculation that 23 to 25 out of the 33 are alive. So we don't know if those children are coming with their mum or in boxes. We don't know. And that is the real cruelty of what we're going through.
Fleur, thanks for making time to join us on what is a hugely significant day for all of you there. Please know our thoughts and prayers are with you, and we're rejoicing with those families that finally, after 15 long months today, get their loved ones back. Thanks for your time tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.